Yes. Okay.
We are live now. And hello to those who are watching but not in the chat room as yet. So far, what's we got? It's a very quiet evening. Okay. So the topic of discussion is going to be, what is your greatest fear? I just thought it'd be something different.
Mm-hmm.
We're always talking about spirits and so on, but we never really talk about what fear we have. Like I saw that post you put up about proving demons going cold shaking, which is wonderful. So congratulations. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to actually watch it, to be honest, but I'll get around to it. I just feel that, oh, hi, Pumpkin Joanna. Joanne. Pumpkin Joanne. It's a new word. Yeah, we often don't talk about our fears, and if you think about, the spirit world and so on, how many are prepared, how many had known about what was going to take them, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, you can go
some people don't face it until the very end.
We had well, there's two things to say to that. As you know about my wife's mum, she never believed the stuff we used to get here. She used to look at us blankly. Mm-hmm. Then she says, like, tell me everything you know, on her deathbed practically. The next thing is, like, I always put up posts, quite morbid of me, but you never know when your time is up. Case in point, yesterday we had terror attacks, if you like, false flagged or not. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but the point is, there's a Kia 4x4. If I say 4x4, it can barely get over curbs, but let's just talk about cars. And it decided to zigzag across the bridge, and it killed a few people. Now you imagine those people.
I saw in my email something about that.
One woman went under a bus wheel, but the point is, seconds before they were alive, and they had no idea they're coming. It wasn't like they'd been ill for a long time, and they know their time is coming, or they got cancer, or even someone's got a gun to their head, and they know, shit, I'm going to die, I might not get out of this one alive. No. It would, mind your own business, and this fucking car just comes out of nowhere. And all right, so cars are safe now, they're made of plastic, but it still killed them because it's a car, it's an object that is moving it however fast, and no one was prepared, and you don't, cars don't just decide to go zigzag across the bridge, taking out every single person like a Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
And then the attacker went for Parliament and killed a police officer with a knife, and then they ended up shooting him, I think, or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's pretty savage. I mean,
well,
people died,
the mystery is solved who Pumpkin Joanne is, and it's Springtrap's mother. So,
hello.
Thank you so much for your lovely donation as well. I do want to make a mention of that. It was so sweet of you to do that, and it wasn't. You don't have to do that, but I thought, what a lovely gesture. So thank you.
Now let me get this right. Daughter Ellie Mae, or are you Ellie Mae? Because I know Ellie Mae used to watch my channel. I don't know if that was you or your daughter. Always used to send me lovely comments and stuff. Never, questions sometimes and that. But yeah, I just it's curious. Who is Ellie Mae? Is that you, or is that your daughter? Which one's which? You don't have to tell me you don't want it, obviously.
Joanne's the mother. So I'm not up to date with everyone's names. I'm better with faces than I am with names. So Ellie Mae is Springtrap. There you go.
Okay. But right, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, so I thought it would be an interesting topic. We were going to discuss like horror movies and stuff like that, which we can still do if you like. Hi, Liz. But I just thought, well, through the week, I came across an old blog that I did, and it was based on removing the taboo of death talk, where a lot of people who are, like I know with my father, he, up to the day, well, I'll I'm going around in circles, but I'll try and sort of like put it in order. I found
Exciting.
my father, and within a few years, 3 or 4 years, he's talking to me about death. And I thought, that's the last thing I want to talk about. I've just found you. And I kept, personally, I mean, I shouldn't have, known better, but I kept fobbing it off. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to focus on the fact that we had finally found each other. There was an opportunity to get to know my biological father, my roots, everything like that. And so I denied him that opportunity of talking about it. Yeah. And it wasn't like until a few years later after his passing, I thought, how wrong is it if a person wishes to talk about what their plans are, or just bring themselves to peace with the inevitable, then let them talk about it, allow them an opportunity to see it in a positive way, not so much as a negative. Because if you think about a child leaving home, you're gonna, your heart's gonna break, because that child is all you've seen around you, and then here they are independent, which makes you proud, but it's that separation anxiety.
Wifey has just come across this. Justin's 18 now, and he got sloshed at the pub for the first time, and he come back and he's talking about sex and this, that, and the other, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're a baby, and now you're on about doing what with who?" And he's, "This is brilliant, being drunk. Oh, I love it." I'm like, "You're gonna hate it in the morning." "Oh no, I'm all right." Yeah, in the morning come along, he regretted it, but he got to learn. He has to learn himself. But he's not a baby no more, So.
Well, what I basically looked at with that blog, I used the concept as, okay, well, we know that our loved ones don't, just lights out and that's it. There is a whole new world. And even if it is like another replica of our universe, but probably in a more positive way, hopefully. I personally haven't been there and won't until my day comes. So
I always say this: you're probably not going to get all the answers. You'll just get the answers that are probably relevant to you.
Right.
If that makes sense. But, yeah.
We're only I don't feel it's right that we should know everything. I think there should be an air of mystery. I mean, how disappointed would you be if you weren't also having a surprise as well on top of going to the other side? You need to have some surprises.
If I end up with fucking next to me on the bus for 1,000 years, I'm not going to be happy. That's not a nice surprise. Imagine that.
You might actually, your alter ego might be your companion in the next life.
Oh, fuck no. No, don't.
I'll send a shout out to Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle Woods, Liz Hall.
Dear God, no.
Do you know what? Even before the live stream began, we got a thumbs down.
Oh, wow.
A black screen. It wasn't even started. I mean, how immature can you get? Anyway, that's the level of intelligence.
Terrible. There's nothing.
Just sort of off the topic for a second, I don't know whether you saw a video I put up about, today's miracles kind of thing, like dedicated. It was like dedicated to those who go out and risk their own lives to save the lives of others, people who have been either trapped in mines, had all this, hundreds of pounds of block fall on top of them. Yeah. And children were saved. I mean, there's this child buried under rubble, and these people just wouldn't give up searching. I mean, most people would instinctively say, there's no hope of finding this one alive, there's no hope. And here's this little boy rubbing his eyes, and my heart just melted. I thought, bloody hell, if they had walked away, that child would have suffocated, because there was no injuries, no physical injuries, yet there were big blocks of cement on top of him. Anyway, they didn't give up. I was,
Definitely,
in one way, I wanted to dedicate that to those people who, you know, do that, and we never recognize them. We never say, you know, if it weren't for those earth angels, there would be so many who would never see a miracle in this world. I mean, look at people who do doctors. They have, you know, people studying day and night, dedicating their lives to medicine, trying to find cures, whether it be because they had someone in their own family who had succumbed to an illness or whatever it might be. There's dedicated people out there, and we never give them the credit they deserve. We give credit to the medicine, but not the creator of the medicine. And that, so going back to that, I was amazed to find
Hitler
people
gave me my medicine. If it wasn't for Hitler, I wouldn't have my medicine. So thanks, Hitler. I think.
Yeah, I know, but I'm at the it does make me cringe. But if it weren't for history, and I mean, the credit would go to not just the person seeking the medicine, but those whose lives were given up as a part of that testing. Unwillingly, I believe. I don't believe anyone would put their hand up and say, yeah, I'll be a guinea pig. You know, you can sew my liver on the outside or whatever the case. But I wanted to prove a point as well, to show people who watch that video just how many people don't have a heart, who are insensitive, but mainly they troll, and they get on channels and they will thumbs down before they've even seen what the story is about. As soon as it's gone up, there's a thumbs down. Your video on just sharing with everyone who was concerned about your child, about her being very sick and everything. I
thought it was my singing.
There were a few choice words, believe me, that I wanted to put on there. Because here were these people thumbing down the fact that you were happy and sharing with people that you were pleased that your daughter was recovering. I mean, it's a scary thing for people, when their children are sick like that. And that there are people who follow you and they were concerned about, what's this little one, she must be that bad, projectile vomiting is not a good sign. And she could have had pneumonia. So to thumbs down you people who do it, even though you're helping with our exposure and everything to our channel, thank you, but you're gutless ones. You really are the weakest piece of poop this world's ever seen. Honestly, you've got to be at the level beneath the belly of a snake to do things like that, on a child's video. But that's your life and that's what you've got to live with. So karma's a bitch. And anyway, so we're going to move on. I just had to say that, sorry. But it really, what's this? Boo what? Boo Glenn. Okay. So, yeah, I'm really glad, Riley, that your little one's okay. And I'm sure I, speak on behalf of everybody in relation to that. But, yeah, if it wasn't for, going back to, the topic, if it weren't for the things that history had put out there and people, doing things for others, trying to find a cure, relentlessly spending hours. I mean, who would have thought that mold growing on a sandwich or something?
Psychic, penicillin,
Penicillin. You look at how many graves, you go around cemeteries and see the graves and they've got how they died, common cold. And you think, how fortunate are we to be born in an age where there are a lot of, things accessible to us.
Only.
Yeah. I mean, only recently they've legalized marijuana. as a form of a medicine, you know, it's obviously got it's grown in a specific way, so you're not getting a high or anything. So, but it's to help those, I mean, pain sufferers, you know, chronic pain, people with cancer, you know.
Having opiates, you know.
Mm.
No, I'd rather choose if I could try again.
So we're very lucky. So some of the fears, as we mentioned, you spoke about those people who they're going about their ordinary life and not even thinking of what that day's event's going to be. I mean, who goes out, no, like when you drive a car, all you're thinking about is getting in the car, starting the motor, and then you get to where you've got to go. If you were to
say there's a 1 in 200 chance you could die every time, 1 in 200 chance. They claim. I mean, I don't know how they work that figure out, but
those odds are really scary. When you
used to do a lot of miles. I've probably done a lifetime's worth of driving in well, I mean, years. Obviously, I've been banned for the past 2 years, but you know, before I was banned, I did a lot of miles. The average person's 10,000 miles a year. I used to do about 30 or 40,000 miles a year. So, yeah, I did a lot of mileage. So my chances were very high considering and high-risk situations. Not to mention the illegal street racing I used to do at midnight with a certain Japanese sports car. But that was a long time ago, you know. That puts the risk up more, you know. But I had been on lots of driving courses, so maybe that puts the risk down. I've done my defensive driving, my skid pan. I've got a lot of qualifications in that area. But risk. Everywhere you go, risk. Crossing the road. I had to cross Mimo a minute ago because she's off school because of protective one. She's not allowed back at school unless she feels better. We had to cross, getting off the bus. There's a risk right there and then before getting back to you for the live stream. But, you know, if I don't judge that correctly, I mean, hopefully not. If I misjudge it, the driver will stop and he's not driving something with feeble brakes. But you don't know, do you? What happens if it failed its MOT and the brakes were the thing that the problem is? Just take it back to the garage right now. The chances are slim, but they are there.
Exactly. You don't know. You could be sitting in your home and next minute, you know, a plane could fall out of the sky. God forbid.
It's happened before. Donnie Darko. Anyone ever watched Donnie Darko? That freaking, you know, airplane engine that just falls out of the sky randomly one day.
Wow.
Donnie Darko, good film. Go and watch it. It's from the 80s, I think. Donnie Darko. That'll play with your chance of changing your future. Another video in its own right.
So just a few shout outs. Hello to Ray. Hello to Springtrap. North Nottingham Paranormal Investigators. Welcome. And we also have Ruby.
Yeah. Hello, Ruby. I do get your posts every so often, and you're telling me that someone would like to speak to me. Now, I'm very kind-hearted and everything, but please understand that I can't always reply to posts and stuff because obviously I have a lot going on, and I certainly not qualified in therapy. I don't mind being a sounding board, and I'll help you where I can. But please, if you're not very well or really feeling what your mate is, if I don't reply, take that as a negative thing or anything like that. I just want you to know because I know you're very vulnerable and stuff. You know, yeah, I'm a complete ignorant asshole, you know. But you know, I do what I can. Fuck.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, fuckhead. Look how many people make videos on me. I'm a fuckhead. So just watch those videos about me and you'll see me. They're gonna take this now and use. Magnitude admits he's a fuckhead. So, but no, either way, you know, as you're going through, yeah, you know, if I can reply, just don't be, you know, like, oh, he didn't reply. Damn, you know, it's just.
Well, that's like I get a lot of inbox. I get inbox messages on Facebook, and with Facebook, I'm only on there when I need to. But I get inbox messages, and I also get those silly chain letter things. You know, pass this on 20.
If you don't send this to 10 people, you're gonna die in a horrific fiery accident.
Or you're going to have bad luck if you don't. I'll take my chances, but I don't go for those, and I don't sit in chat. I mean, occasionally I will send a message to whoever I need to send a message to, but that's it. You know, as far as sitting there day and night chatting, Couldn't be bothered.
Mm.
I really couldn't. Anyway, so some of the greatest fears, as we go back to that, there are so many people who don't know what is going to happen in their life, and then you've got the spirit who comes and they say, "What happened?" Or I didn't feel what happened. Am I dead? They're sort of like in limbo and shock, and those just to add while I can, anyone who's wanting to try and contact someone whose death was sudden and unexpected. Anyone who tries to contact someone whose death was unexpected and sudden, just be mindful they may be trying to understand this themselves. So it's better to just give them the time to adjust. You can still talk to them, but as far as getting them to try and speak through spirit boxes, you might get a very distressed type of response. You might get ones that are, I mean, you can't just imagine that when you turn off a spirit box, that's it, that your connection with them has dropped, that they have moved out of that room space or wherever the location is that you are. They are still around you, very much so. And it's really important just to make sure that you're giving time for them to adjust to their circumstances. What's this? You're typing.
You can't even use a spirit box. How do you use? You've got no physical thing, it must be weird trying to find your skill set, I suppose, in that land, whatever that is.
Well, we're spirit boxes. People get the idea it is a telephone to the dead, and technically, in a way, yes and no, because you're not just communicating with them, you could be communicating with anything. And there's also the contaminated garbage from radio. You've got to be mindful of that. Use your common sense, that's all I say. But at that same time, if you are trying to picture that, okay, when you're in the mood to use it, then you'll talk to them. When you're not, then it's okay. They're not going to be around. You're kidding yourself. And you can find yourself inviting a lot of negative energy as a result, mainly not so much negative at the bad spirits type of thing, but angry spirits that, okay, I'm not like a toy you can put away when you've had enough of me. You want to communicate with me, then communicate with me, but don't stop. So, I mean, I'm not saying walk around with your spirit box on 24/7 either. That's that's over the top, because reality, the sense of reality, is separate. You then become to the point where every single thing coming out of that you're going to claim to be spirit. But yeah, there's going back to, I keep saying going back to, and this week when I say goodbye, I'm going. I'm not like, oh, okay, we're going to go and then sit on there another half an hour. So going back to it, some of the fears that people have are very real, but many of them will never happen. I think the greatest fear is.
They're talking in this chat room about, congratulations, Michelle, by the way, for passing tests. But one of my biggest wife's fear is the car. Now, despite the fact that I've done all my courses and that, she hasn't passed a test, but she could do. And the reason why she hasn't is because she's so terrified she will kill someone. And like, look, I had a Mitsubishi Shogun, the Mark 1, which is metal, proper metal bumpers, and it'll go anywhere and move mountains. Top speed about 60 miles an hour. It takes forever to get there. But she's arguing she can't drive. She's going to kill this cyclist or whatever. But she's arguing me while she's driving the car. She's very aware of her environment, but it's a risk she will have to take or not do. I mean, look, I keep it to her. If you're going to go and catch a bus, you could get run over by the bus. But one of the fears is killing someone in the car, Yet
keep in mind too, I mean, even though it could be a fear, who's to say it's not a past life?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
there are some things that do trigger.
learner-friendly cars. I mean, she drove a 3-litre BMW. She drove a great big Shogun. The cars I taught her to drive in were not learner-friendly, shall we say. So she handled them really well. You know, got a great big bonnet and everything, and not little, you know, cars that are easy with a forgiving clutch, shall we say. You know, it will stall and give you hell, and if you put your foot a little bit down, it's going to go. But the point I'm trying to make is past life, you could say she may have had an experience. I think what happened was, when Justin was 7 years old, there's a little lady in a little, I think it was a Ford Ka or something. And now he'd had road sense at 7, kids do, but you should still monitor them. Now, a conker fell out in the middle of a road. What does Justin do? Oh, he goes for the conker. And this woman, she was seeing it happening in front of her, and she hit the brakes, and she missed him by, like, you know, inches. But she not being aware and on the ball, she'd have hit Justin straight out. And that was when her theory, even though it was like over 10 years ago now, that's still instilled to her biggest fear. She could kill someone, you know. So, you know, but I keep telling her, look, you know, these little learner cars, they're great and everything, but they don't have big brakes like a Porsche. If you have a Porsche, you don't have to drive it fast, but what you can have is the ginormous brakes to stop you, you know. So, you know, so you're in the right vehicle and stuff, but she's absolutely paranoid of it, and that's why she doesn't really like getting behind the wheel. Yet she's good. She's very so aware of her environment.
Yeah, sometimes though you can be overcautious, and you usually find the ones that are overcautious can cause accidents.
That's right. But again, she doesn't. She keeps out of traffic. She does everything right. But yeah, I do say to her, look, if you are going to be so paranoid and scatty about it, she's not scatty and strong. It's hard to explain what I'm saying by this, but you're more likely to work yourself into a tailspin and cause something than just go with the flow. Everything you do is risk. Everything. When she's doing those papers in the morning, and I have to do my set at the bottom, I help her out with doing the papers. There's a little zigzag road, and she gets me to them because she can't take Missy over because it's very dangerous, that bit. It's a blind bend and cars come flying around there. That's a risk right there, you know.
Absolutely.
By delivering a fucking telegraph, you know. That's.
But we don't really think about, or we don't talk about it enough, I don't think, you know, about death. I mean, why is it such a taboo topic? Why do people look at it as something negative? Why do people look at it as morbid? It's a fact of reality, and we're all going. I mean, you can be guaranteed that if you're in this world, you were born into this world. You weren't, like, you know, unless you were in a test tube, but still you had to be born. You had to be born, and you are in this world for a reason. I mean, you've got a purpose here. No matter what level of life you come from, you have a purpose of living. You've got a reason to be here. You're not a waste of energy unless you just completely go to the level of trying to destroy everyone's lives around you, you know, because that gives you satisfaction. These are the ones that are a waste of energy. But overall, we all have a purpose, and, you know, you try to find good in people. And there are some people who it's so well hidden. I don't know whether they think it makes them strong to be assholes, but there are some people out there that are just complete. Anyway, I'm probably getting off topic here. Just my mind wandering, and my mouth to go with it. But it is something that it should be a broken taboo. It should be something that, you know, you sit down. If you talk about, well, say for example, you want to discuss it. We talk about politics. We talk about weather. We talk about, you know, what happened the day, whatever the situation. But when it comes to that, it's no, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to focus on that. I don't want to know about it. And then it's okay. When this is the weird thing, some people are okay organising their own burial plot or investing in life or death insurance, you know, whatever you call it.
I've posted the 3 songs I want, when I do go, just in case I'm gone that day. Someone say, "Oh, it's a bit fucking miserable, you miserable bastard." But at the end of the day, what happens if I do go for whatever reason? So my first one is the Hello Manic Street Preacher song, fucking surprise. But 2 are instrumentals, one for the freaking my body being dragged in and everyone sitting down, which is the
I don't
vortices,
think they
and then we've
drag it
got
in.
well, probably, oh god, it's
By
order
the
of
feet
magnitude.
or by
Yeah,
the
dancing
head?
on my grave, So you got Running Out of Fantasy after you have the talking and the that sort of stuff, and on the way out it'll be the instrumental. It's gonna hurt, and that's that. I've already planned those 3 songs. Then like I say, instrumental for everyone sitting down. The middle one with all the meaning and the stuff, and then the last one's another instrumental on the way out. So I've already planned that bit.
Well,
So
I plan on running down the aisle, my spirit, and hitting everyone on the head.
what about like Helena from My Chemical Romance? Did I ever show you that? I'll post it in Truth Seekers, but Helena, that was a really good funeral. If you ever seen that, I'll post it in Truth Seekers after. Helena. What a great funeral. That is like the perfect funeral. It really is. Good send off. Does anyone in the chat room know what I'm talking about when I say My Chemical Romance? Helena? Let me
Oh,
know.
is that a song?
It's a song, yeah, but
Okay.
it's a funeral. There's a funeral in the whole thing. It's a funeral going on, and the lady who is like so say dead, she comes out of her coffin and she does a little bit of ballet, and it's just very theatrical. Everyone's got black umbrellas and stuff, and
Mm.
but it is the perfect tune, the perfect send off. So long and good night, as the lyrics say, so
That's
long and good
nice.
night. But sit in Truth Seekers, and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get what you like. This very very good tune. So yeah.
Yeah, so going back to that, when kids leave home, the trying to sort of like put a concept of comparison to it. If you think of a person, okay, if their passing is difficult, just think of them as moving out, moving to a new place. You won't get to see them. But if you think about the communication as being like a telephone call, you can be
Yeah.
completely unaware when it comes. You might get a phone call from your child who's in another country, say, for example, and it's a surprise, but it's not expected. It's a surprise when it comes. And that's how you should look at, spirit communication. If a person is comfortable with, okay, it's a scary process because they know that there is a permanency to this world going to a new world. But make them feel as comfortable about their transition as possible. Let them know that, okay, well, when you're over there, when you have the opportunity to give me a sign, how about we make this our keyword, or how about we make this our sign? And it can be, like try and be specific. It could be like narrow it down to a month. In the month of June, I'm going to, put a bird feather on the side of your car door where you get in. I mean, what are the odds of a bird feather in June being on the side of the car door? Stuck either by rain or by moisture or whatever. And that will be like a sign. It could be, some people, they say, well, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Whatever it might be, that's your phone call from them. That's your way of knowing, oh, well, that's who is calling me. That's who's letting me know they're okay. But it shouldn't be a scary thing. I just think one of the things that are most frightening is not knowing when your time's up. Um,
Yeah.
but on that upside, there are many people that if you talk to them, they say, I'd rather not know when my time's up. I'd rather
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
be not feel it, sort of like have it happen so quick, like a heart attack, a massive heart attack, and bang, that's it. So is there any real is there any is there any real better way to go? Um, it's just,
Some
yeah.
like to be a martyr, don't they? I mean, some people want to take out as many people as possible, be a martyr. Some
Oh
plan it, and
yeah.
they really have their day. That's another video again in its own right. How do you want to go? Self-suicide, but are you taking someone else out about suicide for your ideals and your beliefs? Or, you know, or do you, some people want to shock? I mean, look at Lance, my mate Lance. He, you know, he hung himself with a clown's face makeup smeared in a suit and then had a blow up doll next to him. He was sending a message, and like he said in his last post on Facebook, I can't believe no one picked it up. And he said, you know, some of you are going to wonder if I was bullied or whatever. I can't quote the poem offhand, but basically he just said, I just quit the human race because he's fed up with people just looking up to celebrities and things like that, you know. But he did sociology in college. My wife did as well. And yeah, you feel like a piece of shit when you do sociology unless you're privileged, you know. White privilege. Jack, I'm owed. Damn white privilege. Anyway.
That's interesting, Matt. I don't know whether you can see what Matt's written, but those who are watching this after the live stream, he wrote, I believe we have a predetermined outcome in life in the end, and everything happens for a reason. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with that. That's a really good summing up, Matt.
So do you have no choice then whatsoever? Is it already set out already? I mean, my wife doesn't believe your time is your time, i.e., I don't know, you have a really bad car accident, somehow you make it. And then other people are, and then she's like, sometimes like you die of the most ridiculous thing where he shows your time is up, final destination kind of scenario. She doesn't believe your fate is your fate, as in you have no choice, but she does believe when your time is up, it was already planned, i.e., like I said, if you jump off a skyscraper, you might actually live. All right, you might have very broken bones and a disabled life after, but that's not your time. Yet,
yeah, but the point of predetermined is that who's to say that there wasn't something that was leading to you even getting onto that tower or onto that skyscraper? You know what I mean? Like, it's like everything in some way it's mapped out, but, and I'm not saying, oh yes, you know, this is the excuse for little babies being killed or people being decapitated.
I'm on the live stream of High Priestess Louis Fisk. If you want to head to High Priestess, and yeah, we're on live stream now, okay? All right, cool, man. Bye-bye. So Louis Fisk is moving my alarm clock, and I fell asleep. I didn't wake up. I was really late this morning.
Oh, so did he want to come on?
Hey, Louis, if you want to come on the live stream, he's gone. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, if you want to come on the live stream, High Priestess is. Yeah,
I'll send him
in chat and just sort out. All right, bye. Yeah, you might come on. I can't hear him very well because I've got like 3 things going on.
I'll send him an invite anyway. So you'll have to go to your Gmail and click on the invite.
Is he in the chat room yet? I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we all have a hand in our own fate, but predestined as in, you know, one, you're born, you live, you die. You can't escape it, no matter what. That's predestined. However, hello.
That's quick.
We have Louis Fisk on.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you, Karen?
I'm very good. How are you, Louis?
Okay, thank you very much.
That's good. Finally, you're on.
Yeah. I've only got a few minutes and I got to leave for work.
Oh, well, at least you made it. Yeah, so.
Sorry, Lou, you tried calling me at 3. I know you've had a time shift, but just for your reference, you rang me at 3:30 in the morning, then 4:30, which is the correct time, 4:30, but I overslept. I was completely gone. So,
yeah, I thought it was about 5 hours. 5 hours difference for me.
It's changed according to Ray, because like I did a live stream with Ray on Monday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like you're an hour early, dude. I'm not ready yet." He's like, "Oh well, we've had a time change or something." I was like, "Oh okay." So you know, I had to pull that out my backside. So yeah, I don't know, but the second call you did, that's the time to ring me on a Friday morning.
Okay,
if you like.
So you went an
hour.
You went an hour ahead then now.
I guess so, or you've gone an hour behind. I don't know. Yeah. The second call you did was the correct time to ring me.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, on Friday morning. If that makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
Cool. Just in case someone knows this guy, this guy is my sponsor practically. I mean, like a lot of the equipment I got here, I wouldn't have if it wasn't for this dude. But just make it be known, he hasn't just done stuff for many paranormal groups, getting them bits, kits, and bobs, and God knows whatever else, and also to charities and stuff. Yeah, pretty fucking selfless, Louis, but you know that.
Yeah, LT just got his stuff.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him yet, but is he in the chat room now? I suppose he's not. No, he's not. He's not in the chat room. Usually he is. He's busy playing with his new stuff.
He had a little delay with his package because of what happened at the post, I guess, and
you told me about it. They opened it up and stuff, didn't they? For the theory of drugs and value of the device and crap like that.
Yeah, they closed the post office down for a day because they found suspicious packages or something.
Am I related to him as such? Okay. He's sending bombs over, I don't know. It's radios, dude. But yeah, we're pretty funny. I mean, like Liz sent me that the internet thing camera, and yeah, the tax they wanted on it, I was like, what? Like 40 quid tax on it for the sake of it. I thought, fucking hell. And I'm pretty sure she paid something on that front as well to make sure it didn't happen.
Right.
And also as well, these shipping companies, be warned, they will they're not going to do this, but they do. They buy it for you on your behalf, even though you haven't asked them to. It's quite a scam. I mean, you can't actually talk to them. You can only talk to a robot via the phone, so you have to pay their charges as well. So it's not just like the handling costs. They like rush it and do it on your behalf, but you haven't asked. It's a bit of a naughty scam. So be warned.
That's not good.
No, but you use ups anyway. We've been very good I've never had a problem from you with ups, so
yeah. Well, I had to use USPS now because UPS changed their system now, and just to send you, when I sent you USD cards, they wanted over $100 just to send you 3 SD cards.
That's a lot of money.
USPS, UPS, whatever they call it, they are a rip-off. A rip-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted $240 to send one radio.
Isn't it a joke?
Yeah.
I know it's quite far, and they're very quick. I mean, like 3 days it was here or whatever every time you sent me something. And I said, look, don't spend so much. It doesn't matter if it takes its time to get here. I don't mind, but
yeah, well, yours should be there this Monday or Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, no worries. Seriously, dude.
Yeah. I got it out that Monday, the same day I talked to you.
You'll have to buy a new table, right?
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, let's utilize this equipment. Get me on the road and get out to some good places and use it.
Yes.
Not just about cemetery. That's what we need to do. Get on the road again and get out some places. That's what I like. There is a dude that lives not far from me. Well, mobile costs, and if I can get a car or not, I'm going to use all my Bangonomics skills to get me just a car. I don't care what it is, but you can get some great cars for very little money. However, the piece of paper that says I can do this is June or July, and then I've got to obviously get a car.
I told you I could have sent you my Corvette, but I didn't have a big enough box.
C4 would have been great. Yeah, we love a good C4. The fault was there, man. The fault was there. It's cool. He sent me some pictures of a C4. I'm like, yeah, C4. Well, it's not. Yeah, they're old now, aren't they? Really, 8 years car. But I just love the clamshell.
Yeah.
I don't know this is a car show, but the clamshell bonnet, when it opens up, it exposes like you've got the wheels. There's no sort of wheel arch, much like the new Mini, the BMW Mini. It's like a clamshell kind of thing. Very, very cool.
Yeah, the whole top pops off and just slides into the back.
And I love a sledgehammer. God, we love the sledgehammer Corvette. That's a rarity in its own right. Oh, welcome to the car show.
Cars.
They have a soul, I swear. Or some do, not so much now. They're just mobile phones on wheels today. But, there you go. Louis, we were talking about chances and death and your biggest fear. What's your biggest fear, Louis?
I don't have fear of anything anymore.
Okay.
Really don't have any fear anymore. I'm
That's
getting
good.
old, magnitude. I'm 58 years old, man. I'm, you know,
You
I'm
how
Yeah.
old?
I'm 58. I've had a pretty good life.
So you're a 58 as well.
Yeah, I'm 50.
1958.
No, I was born in 59.
Oh, okay, so you're turned recently.
Yes,
58.
yes, January 8th, Elvis
Oh, happy
Presley's birthday.
birthday!
Thank you.
I never said anything. I sent you what did I send you? I sent you a candle.
Yes, it's only a number.
Yep.
Yeah, it's strange. It gets quicker and quicker the older you get. Even I noticed
You know
that.
what I've noticed? The days go faster. The
Yeah,
weeks
they
go
do.
faster.
Christmas comes so quick now. Like, as a kid,
Yeah.
it took forever, but now it's like it feels like every 4 months is Christmas to me. It really freaking does. And I mean, I'm not telling you my age, but I'm on the way to the I'm in my 30s, on the way to the 40s, is what I will say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite
well,
quick.
it's what I do is seasonal down here, you know, for 40 years. So 2 more months and my season's over. So
Okay.
then we get a break for summer, you know,
Yeah.
at work. I'm talking about work. So,
Oh, that's fun. It's
yes,
good to get a break. I'm off for
yes,
2 weeks.
Do you know what? A lot of the Americans don't have many holidays. I know that for fact. Compared to us, British, we're quite lazy. We have lots of bank holidays and stuff. I swear they just make up as they go along. Oh, Monday's a bank holiday today. Oh, why is that? Oh, just because, you know. I call it bank holidays because the banks can't be bothered because they made enough money today. I don't know. But yeah.
definitely. There's still
I don't know what these seasons are like where you are, but we have really weird weather. It's not really a winter, and it's not really a summer, and it's not really an autumn or a spring. It is all over the place. You've got like a mixture of the different elements in each season. Our
yeah.
summers though, oh boy.
I know. I've watched quite a few specials on what you were talking about before, people living underground.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I've watched it. Some beautiful places they have that they make underground
Where's that?
in Australia.
Underground.
Yes,
I haven't seen them. I'm above
there.
ground.
Yeah, but there's places that make their homes so hot
Oh,
underground.
yeah, the ones that they acclimate. They have the like the natural cool of the earth.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like warm in winter, cool in summer. But that's the thing. I mean, our summers, it's like you're sitting directly underneath the sun.
Extremes.
Like the sun is
Extremes
licking
you
your
get.
skin. It's that
Total
close.
extremes.
Yeah.
It's mainly
Really.
rainy and cold here. I mean, when it does get summer,
It's
it's warm.
raining
It's
here
about 30
too.
odd degrees Celsius. But yeah, I noticed yours are very extreme. Like it's either very hot or it's very cold and windy. With us, it's
Yeah.
just miserable and rainy pretty much. But when the summer does come, it can get hot, 30 degrees Celsius, we'll say. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Don't ask me. But you know, so I should be thankful. There are risks of floods in England. A lot of places get flooded, but I'm not in that area anywhere near. We actually get the best of the weather where we are pretty much. You know, it's not like Scotland where it's always bloody, or Cumbria where it's always snow. But yeah, for just such a tiny island, because it only takes 8 hours to 10 hours to drive from one end of England to the other, flat out. You know, if you just go constantly.
Oh, God.
You know, the weather. Yeah, it's not very big England really. The weather is quite you know, varied from where you go. If that makes sense. You know, compared to here.
Well, how's this? It is. It's 10:45 p.m. at night here in Sydney, and it is 71% humidity.
Wow.
So even though it's raining, we've had thunderstorms, we've had lightning, we've had flash floods, and the temperature at the present is 21 degrees Celsius or if we're looking at, hang on, how do I do that? 21.
Louis, Matt Graves know what you're on about the underground fees. I know what you're talking about, Louis. It's in the old mining towns, says Matt Graves. I know you can't see the chat room there, so Matt Graves knows what you're on about in the chat room.
Okay, so in Fahrenheit, that would be 69 Fahrenheit. And
what's 30 in Celsius? What's 30?
30
degrees Celsius.
30 degrees would be about, what, 30 Fahrenheit? No? No,
Yes,
I can't think. I'm cheating. I'm
30
using
degrees C.
I'm using a
Yeah,
photo.
do that. Cheat, I don't mind. I don't care. 30 degrees to Fahrenheit. Roughly, don't be dead on, but that's what our summers are like anyway, if you can get that figure.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
where I am anyway.
so it's 74 tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds
and raining. Why am I not surprised?
It's been raining here for 2 days straight.
Oh.
I don't think we've ever had 40 degrees. 86, okay, yeah, that sounds about good. Yeah, we've never really had it at 40 degrees. That's way too hot for us. We might have had that once in the blue moon. But yeah, 36 is like the most we get. 38.
We've had, at one point, we had a day that was up near 45 degrees. And that went right into the evening. You'd die. You'd really.
Yeah. Isn't a desert like 50 to 60? Am I right?
It's
or
like
am I wrong?
all the oxygen in the air is sucked out. You know, you've got to. Yeah, we're very, very famous for fans and air conditioners. And
I'll never forget going to Ibiza, and I used to pay the taxi just to sit in a taxi and have the air conditioning on because it was just too hot in Ibiza. I actually passed out twice in a day. Hence why they have siestas where they sleep in the day because it's just too hot to do anything, you know. So that's Ibiza for you. And that's the only time I've
Matt
really been abroad.
says 40 degrees is 100 Fahrenheit.
100. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had. I mean, I could be wrong, but 40 degrees in Celsius would be very rare here. Very rare, even if the hottest part of England. Very, very rare. You know? It's not unheard of, I don't think, but that's once every 20 years, 10 years or something. So 38, 36 area is when we have a really hot day.
Yeah, with our global warming, I would say that's got a lot to do with it. It's a lot of influence. They even say that.
Car channel to the weather channel.
And
it's like Truth Seekers
we are
on Saturday.
Talking about what your greatest fear is, and we've still got to get there.
Yeah, cars, the weather. We'll get
I don't know. I don't know what my greatest fear would be.
All right,
say child or something like that. I don't know.
Say there was
your grandchild murdered. I don't know. Something bloody
Did you
horrible.
see that video I sent you, Riley, of those 50 soldiers?
Yes, I did. Yes.
For those that don't know, I don't know how it came up on, you know, when you've got like autoplay on. Sometimes it's not a good idea. And on autoplay, I walked in and I saw something play, and I thought, what the hell is this? And there were these soldiers.
CG, doesn't it,
yeah, ISIS, I think it was. They had decapitated these men and mounted their heads on the fence all around this. Oh,
I have asked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
These kids. This kid picked up one of their heads. I mean, having children near that as well it's like they're desensitized. They picked up the head.
If you look at their maths book, it's not like 1 apple, 2 apple. They teach them 1 machine gun, 2 machine gun, 3 hand grenades. If I have 5 hand grenades and I blow up 2 infidels, how many hand grenades am I left with? That is their education. I shit you not.
Wow. Well, my daughter said, she showed me this link on Facebook, and this guy was having a I'll see if I can share it. He was having a lend of this random caller who was like a telemarketer, and they were saying something about he owed all this money in tax, and he was saying, oh, but and he was playing along, but he was saying that, oh, I ordered that lawnmower. What is it? They said you've got it outstanding, and he said, "Oh, I want to ride on lawnmower, not a stand-up lawnmower." You know, so he was like using those words and sort of turning them into a joke. Anyway, at the end of this, I'll actually get it so you can watch it. I think you'll be surprised at the way this turns out. I was mind blown. I will try and bring it up. Hang on.
It's pretty mad. I mean, I'm desensitized to all sorts of things, so you know, it doesn't really make me eye open. But just get around your head. This stuff goes on around the world, like you know, like yeah, you're just going up, pop up the groceries. Oh, there's my mate's head. Where's my mate? There's an infidel's head. Hello. The kid will pick it up, you know, just as you do.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see this.
Do you want a trigger one or not? It's up to you.
Bring this across. Okay, so you ready?
Gory.
See if I can get it larger.
Trigger, maybe. I don't know. Depends how sensitive you are to these things.
Oh, I liked it.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
So what do you guys just send me a check, or how does it work? How do I get that payment from you?
You go to my restaurant. You need to pay. It's outstanding.
No, but I ordered a sit down one, we're talking about a lawnmower, right? I'm confused. You said I was getting a stand up. You said something about standing up, but I ordered a sit down. It's a ride on lawnmower. It's one of those that you sit on. I don't want to stand on it. It's one of those where you sit on the lawnmower and you can mow your lawn back and forth while you're sitting on it and you drive it forward. Am I not understanding?
The police officer will be at your place with the court summons, court subpoenas, and the arrest warrant. They will be handcuffed you. They will be put you behind the bar for the next 6 months. Your property, your house, your all-in bank account will be frozen from you.
Seems a little weird that because I ordered it like 9 days ago. I mean, I was told there was like 4 to 7 day shipping. So I mean, I want to resolve it, and I'm not sure what it's going to take to do that or what you need from me. I thought it was paid for already. It's supposed to come in a pretty large box, and I never got a box. I'm sitting here at the apartment. I called my girlfriend, and she said, no, maybe you should go wash your hands. It's not here. So I'm not, I don't know what you need from me, but I can't, I don't want to freak out my dog if they show up to my house while I'm not here. The dog will be scared, and he might eat up the box, and then my lawnmower won't function.
It's called an electronic federal tax payment system. Have you heard about the E.V.P?
Yes.
You heard about it. What is it? Can you let me know?
Yes.
What yes?
Well, you asked me. You asked me.
What is the E.V.P? Yes.
Well, it's the model. It's the model number, right? I mean, I ordered the burgundy one. I told the other guy.
Model number, sir. Do you have a Target store nearby you?
Yes. Almost there. I'm walking up to the door. 1 second.
Let me transfer your call to the payment division. Okay, go inside and ask for a Target gift card.
A Target gift card. Okay.
You can ask for a Target gift card.
Just make your way to, MoneyGram, as you do.
And the rest of the amount of $1,500 you can load on the second card.
Okay, I got the cards.
You got the card?
Wait for it. It gets better.
Oh, I know.
I am too cute. You have my picture?
Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
I'm not saying you are too cute. I'm saying you are too big.
Oh,
You are too plump.
I thought you said I was cute.
No, you are not cute.
What? I'm not cute at all.
Yes, you are cute, but right now you are a daddy departure.
I am a fast departure.
And give me that number.
Now, forgive me. I'm a little bit massively dyslexic, so I have to go slow. Okay. Let me find a coin or something really quick. Hang on 1 sec. I gotta scratch it off. Okay, it's 9,
Okay.
8,
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so allergic to something in this Target. It must be all the bullshit. No, it wasn't 4. It was 57766, not 415766.
514576.
478
234.
234 78 957.
That's it.
No, and then it's 957.
That's it.
No, and then there's a 957. Yeah, that's what's on the bottom of the basket. It's on the barcode. I mean, I had to buy a lot of them because you said you wanted a Target gift bag, right? And they come with these gift bags at the front. But to get $3,400 worth, I had to buy like, 2,000 of them. So is that going to work?
Sure, I mean, how much you got to do? Telescan.
Well, you said you wanted a Target gift bag.
No, not Target gift bag. I told you Target gift card.
Target gift car. Well, they don't gift cars.
What they have?
The gift bags. They're baskets, and they have shampoo and candle. It's really pretty. I could send you a picture if you want. You know what else I could do? I could hang up this call because you are an inbred motherfucking piece of shit. Stop fucking scamming people, you stupid, dumb son of a... I'm glad I wasted 34 minutes of your time so you can't scam other people, you horrible motherfucker. How dare you? You should be fucking ashamed. How dare you scam people? Go get a real job. Wow, that's awful strong words for someone working for the IRS. Target gift cards? Are you kidding me? You can't think of something more convincing than for me to pay off my IRS debt with a Target gift card? You're so fucking stupid. I have a dog? Did you just tell me to have relations with my dog? That's fucking awesome. Oh, Pakistan's where you're calling from.
Remember we bagged your tower, bagged your building. Remember that? We crashed a plane into your building. I think my father used to be Osama bin Laden.
This is what's wrong with the world. This is what's wrong with the world. This is what's wrong with the world.
This is not wrong.
I'm glad that was 39 less minutes you could use to scam somebody.
No. I need only 10 minutes to scam anybody. Now I will make your life hell. I'm coming to California tomorrow. Even your mama will not get me, sir. We will make you feel beggars. We will make you feel beggars. Because we are proud to be Pakistan.
You are stealing money from innocent people who are gullible. And that is despicable. That is despicable. That you would go and steal money from old people, from innocent people, from gullible people. You're a piece of shit for it, and I really hope you find what it is that makes you happy. I hope you find what it is. I hope you get redemption, because when you meet God at the pearly gates of heaven, you're going to have to answer to this. And I wish I could watch it.
Well, there you go. Isn't that?
I've seen about 20 of those videos on YouTube. And they're all Indian. They're all Indian people, working for the government, right? Yeah, okay.
But what got me was
make sure they are Indian. Make sure they are Indian, not Pakistani. But if you can speak in their language, give them a few swear words. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Markety Chud is a good one to use, and that really what? And call them a son of 1,000 fathers. It's another one that really, really insults them and gets them really riled up.
Yeah, but this one was talking about. I mean, talking about
Target.
the Twin Towers, the crashing of the. Oh my God! I was.
Yeah.
At first, I was laughing,
Two dams.
and then I thought, "Oh my God, that's just so wrong." That guy.
They have no you know, values. I still get called every day now on the what you call a VoIP number, which is basically using the internet to do overseas calls. I should, rather than hanging up, I should record a couple and put them back out there like I did a little while back, you know, because they are funny. But you know, the idea is waste as much as time as possible if you've got the time yourself, you know, obviously, because they're just scammers and they have no morals. They don't care, you know, so they will say things like twin towers and whatnot to get you fired and triggered. But like I say, if you know you're Indian, you can say it back to them. And that really riles them because their insults are very different to our insults. Saying you son of a bitch or whatever, you say you're a son of 1,000 fathers, that is like the biggest insult to an Indian guy. He'll go nuts. Whereas you and I, it's not so bad, you know. Got to know what insults them, what triggers them, and you can play it back a little bit. Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather, you know, just hang up on them, you know, and block their number if there is, you know, if they're calling from a number. But I get those ones that they ring and you answer and you say hello, and they sit there and they don't say anything, and you're there for about a minute saying hello, because you don't know whether they can hear you or not, and then they hang up. And that's why I never give my phone number out, you know, because I'm already dealing with the likes of that, let alone, you know, phone calls definitely in the middle of the night.
I've asked on the Spirit Box before, doing a session, what do you think of the Muslims? And all I got in response was, hate them.
Probably. There are some Muslim people that I know that you know, so please, you know, let's try not to tar everyone with the same brush.
I understand. I mean, there's bad people in every type of
absolutely person. Every culture has your good and your bad. I just found that, you know, incredibly confronting. You know, could you imagine that guy? He was having a stir of this person trying to. I mean, you get those ones where they ring up saying they're from Microsoft and you've got a computer virus, and they're trying to. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your computer.
Twin Towers, they know the Twin Towers is the biggest insult to you being an American. Yeah, like I said about the son of 1,000 fathers, that's their biggest insult. So he has only said about whether he cares about Twin Towers or knows it's really bad or has a conscience is a different story. But they know that is the biggest thing that'll make you go, what? And get really upset. So they want to hurt you. Well, they're scam failed. So you can do it back to them by knowing their insult, the one they don't like, you know. But yeah, it's if you've got the time and you have anything to be asked. Just, I mean, at the end of the day, the scammers, what do you want to do with that?
And speaking of that too, there is this new thing. Be careful of some of the ads you click on because it comes open to a page saying that your computer has been infected and Microsoft are onto it, and that if you don't contact Microsoft or, you know, click this thing, Microsoft will disable your computer so it renders useless. And what you do is you disconnect your browser, you go into your task on your taskbar, right click and go to settings, and then disable that web page. Then you can open up your browser again. I mean, like, disable your browser, then open your browser again, click quickly on that tab that was showing that you couldn't close, because you can't close it, and then you'll be fine. And that's just another scam. They try to get you to phone them. My daughter encountered that one night and she came in saying, turn off your computer. All the computers are infected. And it was to do with this silly page. And they were on the phone talking to her saying, I want you to type in this, you know, to go to your settings and whatever. So don't. Yeah, they are fake IT service scams. And they go in there, and every single computer will have certain errors in it because it's part of its identification, so to speak.
It's illusion. Yeah, it's illusion that your computer's knackered and you have to give them a load of money for them to sort your computer out when there's nothing wrong with your computer at all. It's illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, those scammers are asking for $100, $199, and we'll fix it.
And they'll keep your computer safe for 5 years if you pay them an extra $400. 5 years of safety. I mean, they won't ring you up till.
Or they can send a technician out, you know, and you don't know, this person might be casing your home. Just be very wary.
Usually they're not in America or whichever countries, usually India. I say use VoIPs a lot because of the internet, and you can now call people like we are now. We're chatting like in effect a phone call. Louis actually on the phone, it's not a video, you know. So, you know, they use that in the old days of doing long distance call around the world. So yeah, their scams can come from far and wide, you know.
Matt says they are the ones that are getting smashed by the activists and refunding the people.
The real anon, if you like, the real ones that actually do something productive with that ability.
Well, that's good to know. It's good to know. But don't ever fall for them unless you phone. I mean, even if you get like something pop up on your screen, it says, call this number now, your computer's been infected, don't believe it. Don't believe it. No, because, it's a scam. It's a scam.
You know, if you download something from a non-trusted sources as possible, you know, there's this thing going around about like certain apps, they can actually get backdoor to get your information and sell that information on to make money. Yeah, that's possible, but it's still not going to knacker your phone, you know, and you have to call someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But even on my mobile, I never have my mobile number visible to the person I'm calling. And the only people I call from my mobile number are relatives. So I will never have my number visible. And even if I do have it visible, there is a thing where your number can be displayed to the person. So you don't have to have that displayed. I would rather, you know, not have to call anyone where it's coming up saying you've got to ring this number, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever fall for it. So what's this? I saw one where a guy got a new worker and the guy actually got him to destroy his supervisor's PC while looking at the BIOS and basically can never turn the PC back on, and he started crying.
Yep. But it's his fault, you know. Fair play. If you're going to scam people like that, there's so many scams like that. I mean, even in the paranormal world with Huff's Wonder Box, which you can make yourself so much cheaper, and it really doesn't work anyway in that way. And the apps as well that say dead all the time and say ghost and hello, and you know the what do you call them, false positives is it's immense. It really, really is. It's just. It's difficult. It's a minefield. It's a minefield. Unless you're switched on, it is a minefield. Now, what's what? Which is probably one of the reasons why I don't really use apps, to be honest with you, because I don't know. Anyway, so what are we on about? We were actually on about.
So we were talking about
fear.
Fear. What is your greatest fear? So let's see if there's anyone in the chat that can say what their greatest fear is. See, I'm a bit like Lewis. I don't really have, you know, I'm not scared of dying. If anything, and I know many will probably be like, oh my God, but I don't fear it, because I've had the visit from my dad saying there's a whole new world waiting for you. I've had many other visits that have been absolutely enlightening to me, you know. Those ones that left who were either atheists, didn't believe in any type of afterlife. Yes, I know you're here. Didn't believe in any type of afterlife whatsoever. They're the ones who are usually lost and feel most like, what the hell's going on, you know. I can imagine, only from speaking to those that have killed themselves, who say, I shouldn't be here. You know, I had to go through all that to bring myself to do this, and then I'm still here. What's the go? What's the story? Am I dreaming? And that's what they say. It feels like a dream, because they just can't understand that they are still around. if a person has a knowledge of being around, you'll find many who know that they're going to still be here will be less inclined to take their own life. That's from what I've surveyed. I did actually put up a question on the page going back about a week ago, asking people, because I'm interested to hear from people who've had a near-death experience or out-of-body experience, to see what their comparison experience is like. Because I know with my grandmother, she, you know, I said to her, did you see a white light? She said, no, I never saw a white light. But she did mention that at one point she was wondering why these birds were pruning themselves in the room. They were like, you know, like touching their feathers type of thing. And she said they were really tiny birds. They were sitting up perched on this thing, and there was this lady taking photos of me, this Asian lady taking photos. Well, we found out that the Asian lady was using that heart starter thing, those electric pad things that the paddles, and she was Asian, so the electricity would have caused that, what looks like a flash, you know, kind of effect, because all from the neck down on my grandmother was completely black because of the fact that she was all bruised. They had revived her 10 times. So
from the defibrillator?
Yeah, from whatever that is.
Defibrillator.
She had that. First of all, she had a heart attack. Then she suffered a further 9 heart attacks at the hospital, and they had the stent being inserted, and then they had to pull the stent out to try and revive her again. And they were asking the family, you know, if we continue, she's going to be a vegetable, you know, she's going to, you know. And I said, you can't give up. And I knew that they had to do this because she wasn't going to be a vegetable. They said the same thing about my grandfather from our previous conversation. But she only had like a tiny scar on her heart. She wasn't a vegetable. She was out playing bingo weeks later. She had a broken sternum from where they, you know, used the things and everything, trying to resuscitate her. She was very angry at everyone saving her because she wanted to go. But she didn't see a light. She didn't see like an end of a tunnel or anything that is fantasized about. And even, there's a lot of spirits who say that they see a lot of lights, like an aurora borealis. You know, they don't see like a tunnel. They see like moving lights, like an aurora borealis. So who knows? Maybe that's the next step beyond that. So it's interesting to hear the different stories. People have actually had that, like my grandmother, who is no longer with us, who's on the other side now, enjoying herself, catching up with people. But it's something that there's very common. Those that come back don't actually see the light, and some of them say they have, but are they seeing like the paddles that are going on them, where they try to, you know, jump start the heart? I don't know what it is. So is that the light they're seeing?
Lose sight, tunnel vision, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
Soul. I mean, we were trying to weigh a soul. Literally, when people sign up for this, when they die, they're going to weigh them. Then on the point of death, like weigh them again. They worked out the soul actually weighs an amount. It's not a lot, but it weighs an amount or something.
0.25 ounces.
Yeah.
Or 0.25 of an ounce.
Your soul weight. The in his little light torch thing.
I think that would be one of my fears.
20 grams.
My only fears is when I die, I hope my mind is still intact.
Well, from out of the body experience, it's usually your mind that's telling you move forward, or that type of thing. So I personally believe that our conscience is our soul. It is a part of our soul. I don't feel that it is just.
They know that dead, don't they? I mean, on the spirit box, it's the main words we always hear over and over again. You can't just say it's a radio just broadcasting. Help me.
Mm.
Yeah, we get the devil demon thing a lot, but they're aware they're dead and they don't really know who they are. I mean, they bang on about it over and over again. It's like a repetition thing, and so then there's
Or
conscience, even if
talk
it's
to
lower
me.
form and not.
Talk to me is very common.
Yeah.
Like that.
So these cool words again.
My daughter sat one day and she had her headphones on and she was doing some ASMR, and just as we were setting up the headphones, you can actually hear this male saying, "Talk to me," and they wanted, and this was like through a, you know, I'm never going to have peace. I know that I'm never going to have the peace of being let alone by them. Even as I'm here at the moment, I've got some over here. But it's interesting as you put it. They're asking for help, and you'll find it might be an idea to ask those ones that are asking for help. Did you, before leaving this world, have a faith in God? Did you believe in the afterlife? So if they hadn't believed in the afterlife, it may be a bit of a shock. It may, especially if they're seeing their loved ones grieving and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm here." You know, they might think everyone's playing a joke on them at first. Like, come on, this is just, this is not funny. So you don't know that until you actually experience. I can't say what it's like. I can only say what I've been told, like anybody. I can't say what it's like because I haven't been there yet. But, you know, I will be contacting people.
I've never had a near death. No, not yet anyway. Sure, what it's like ghost, he said. But it just felt very windy, like it's in a wind tunnel, as I can describe it. But I've never had a near death experience. I've never seen a white light. I've never, well, hopefully I won't ever get to see a near death experience. I find it quite traumatic, you know, because you know your time is up, kind of thing. Or possibly up, or think it's up, you know. And is there that thing you go up the tunnel, and if it's not your tunnel, you get shot back down again? You know, is there that thing going on?
The ones that I love when people have said to me that they've actually had the opportunity of meeting up with their loved one, embracing them, and then being told you've got to go back. So I think that's lovely in the sense that they might not have ever had the opportunity. You know, they may have been very, you know,
My wife said when she had this is a weird one. She's got a big fear of dentists, so she went to the hospital to have a tooth taken out and they put her under actual anaesthetic. Now, she was a lot longer than she should be, and she was meant to have actually been allowed to go, but they wouldn't let her go for nearly a day, and they wanted to monitor heavily. And her operation took, I say operation, just put her tooth, took a bloody long time. And I have a suspicion that she may have nearly lost her. Too much anaesthetic, you know what I mean? They probably panicked. Now, she said, bearing in mind, I've had an anaesthetic operation. I don't remember nothing. It is like being dead. Nothing. If that makes sense. Now, when she was under, she said that Pete was there, and he was saying stuff like, "Oh, you know, you need to stay here because you know Riley needs you, family, or whatever. We'll meet up soon." All this stuff. She was just like a dream. She thought it was a dream, but it's just very strange how the hospital staff would tell us, "Bugger all." Like, why can't she leave now when we needed to stay? Well, that person had the same thing. They're going, and they were like earlier than us, or later. But you know, her operation took a lot longer. I reckon they put too much bloody anaesthetic in her and nearly lost her, and they revived her. But she got like a weird dream out of it, you know. I mean, she thought it was a dream, but like looking back and thinking what we're talking now, who knows? Maybe who had passed on about half a year at that time, and he was obviously always on her mind. So maybe it's just a dream. Don't read too much into it. It's very, very odd. You know?
Well, it can happen. So it, you know, even if it is a dream or if it's not, it can happen. What have we got? Questions not allowed. Who wrote that? Fortune Paranormal.
Got a bit
Yes.
of a strange one. He's
Questions
asking,
are fine.
yeah, questions are fine. Just you know, ask.
Did anyone see that Viv Mortis did on the guy that had a near-death experience? Oh, yes, I did. That was really, really interesting, that one.
What was that one?
The older man who had actually passed away since. But yeah. What's that noise?
Louis? Got a load of crows, Louis?
What's that? Yes.
There's
Yeah, those are the birds out in my backyard. I've read a story before in a book about when you're sleeping, and you know how you wake up and you like your whole body just jolts real fast.
Oh yeah, that's the spirit trying to align itself.
Yeah, they say it's like when your soul,
Mm.
you know, goes back into your body.
It usually happens more so when you're about to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because your body goes into a state of relaxation, and they're, you know, as a person's about to astral project, if their conscience, or like their conscience is basically the spirit, if you want to put it in a nutshell.
Right.
So begins to realign back with the body, because the body may be waking, the brain may not be completely asleep. So the conscience and the brain are two different things. The conscience lives within the brain. That's part of the electricity.
It's that spark, the spark of life, so to say. Where does that spark of life come from? You know, from just cells dividing. When does the spark come in for life itself when you're a fetus? You know, how many cells does it need before the spark is in? Is it 6 weeks worth of growth in the belly of your womb or whatever? You know, very weird. Spark of life.
So Matt says that he gets jumped by spirits, and that's what I take it as. But I suffer sleep paralysis 3 to 4 times a week.
I've only ever had it twice. One was heavy, and one was like 2 or 3 nights ago. Actually, I got sleep paralysis, but it wasn't full on. I actually could sit up, but I couldn't open my eyes. And my fucking doll was looking at me, and its face had changed. And also as well, it had cat's eyes, and there's no luminous properties in her eyes. You can't like flash a light at her. The room is pitch black. We sleep pitch black. We can't sleep otherwise. That's the only experience I've ever had from that doll. Very, very weird. Yeah.
Well, guys, the crows
go?
are telling me I have to go to work. So.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us today, Lord.
Well, thank you very much. It was really nice to talk to you.
And next time you're going to have to turn off your avatar and let us see you.
Okay. See the old man.
Yes.
Okay, will do.
I'm going to show myself. You do too.
You guys have a good day.
You too.
You do for a lot of people, and it's not just me. People might say, Harry, he's order back to sugar daddy or some shit. But seriously, this dude does so much for so many people. It's not just me.
Yeah,
not
very
selfless. No, LT, Zara, Anthony Cox. Those are just a few. Papa Nana.
Charity. All sorts. Yeah.
Everyone's saying goodbye to you, Louis.
Goodbye, everybody. Everybody have a great day and great night wherever you are.
We'll try. I'm feeling better today.
I think some of them are getting a little tired. There's a lot of different countries that join our chat.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all different time zones. Bye-bye.
Bye, Louis.
You feeling better now, Mummy? My mummy's feeling better too. So she's kind of tired though. She's in bed with the cat.
Oh.
Right, I'm gonna get some Rizla. I'm here. I'm still here. I can follow me home, dude.
So how much time have we got here?
Me, about 20 minutes, something like that.
Okay. All right. Oh, just out of interest, Matt, did you get the book? Has it arrived yet?
Oh, he won the book, didn't he, last time? Yeah, he won. Yeah. Won the book. Menu says Fortune Paranormal got any questions? I thought you had some questions you wanted to ask, but they're obviously not. Okay. Goading, I think. Oh. Nice hat, Ray. Cheers, Ray. I'm inspired by your hats.
Well, he's gone.
Got to go to work. Earn money. Never day, never dollar. My wife's at work now. That's where my wife is at the moment. She's at work. Mummy's back in well, not long. No, she's been at work.
So you got it? Should be here next week. Oh, okay. Good.
As long as it gets there eventually, I suppose.
Yes.
See?
Even if it comes from like the same state, it takes forever with our post.
Is it? Our post isn't much better, honestly.
Mm.
Royal mail. Oh, blah, 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 'cause it's royal, you know. Like, I can imagine the Queen delivering things.
So what else has been going on? Let's have a look. Just a few shout outs to those in our chat room. We have Pumpkin Joanne. Thank you for joining, Joanne. This is Springtrap's mother. She's going now, obviously. We have Matt Graves. We have Tamara Jade. That's my Tamara. We have, yay, she says, yay. Who else have we got here? Liz Hall.
Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. I mean, nobody believes me. Paranormal. Ray.
Rob Paranormal.
Rob Paranormal.
Fortune Paranormal. Ruby Night Flame.
Yeah, you got a shout out there, Fortune. Yeah, Liz Hall. We said Liz Hall.
Yep, we said Liz Hall. North Nottingham Investigators.
Yeah, that's right.
What else have we got? There was Nobody Believes Me Paranormal, Ray Clark, who was drowned. Oh, he's drowning. Yeah. Yeah.
Michelle is gone now. But yeah, I think that's most people's fear is drowning. Drowning is such a savage way to go. Inhaling water as your air. Riley, Papa, and got nauseous and caught some creepy stuff at the last investigation. Cool as Ray, looking forward to it. Hence your cryptic clue. So did you...
Interesting. I knew a lady by the name of Donna. She was actually a burn survivor in Australia. She was a victim of domestic abuse, domestic violence, and her story was just incredible. She was a teacher. She had 2 boys. She still has 2 boys, and she still is alive, but she's actually a burn support person now, and what an amazing woman. She went through absolute hell. In her partner, he doused her in petrol and set her on fire in the backyard, and she said that she completely feels like a pressure cooker because all of her sweat glands were completely destroyed. They didn't think she was going to live. She had like lethal burns to her lungs. She just went through a lot, this poor woman, all through domestic violence. And she said it was because he was drinking alcohol and he just attacked her. I don't know what that whole story, I can't remember in detail, but she then went through with authorities trying to say that she had, like the boys weren't talking, like her kids weren't talking because they were abused, and it had nothing to do with that. It was because they were in shock of seeing their mother on fire, and here they are telling their mother, roll, roll, roll. And she said she woke up and saw the grass blades in her backyard around her and thought, is this heaven? You know, so this person, this woman had gone through that. I mean, it's
complete it's probably heaven's probably just a state of complete, oh, what's the word for it, content, I think is a word. Content. I mean, the Manic Street Preacher song is heaven, a place where nothing ever really happens, you know, is that, but it's content because it's so warm, love all around.
It had gone to a point with her burn. It had gone to a point where she felt nothing. The nerves were damaged, so she felt nothing. How awful. I remember coming across this video once, and I don't know who sent it to me, but it was actually this poor family in some like African country or something like that. And for some reason, they were all being attacked by these people and thrown into a fire pit alive. And they were recording it. They were...
Yes, it's a when was this? This is with the I can't say it, apartheid with the Kevin Carter.
I
you know, I'm on about
really don't know. It was quite a few years ago, probably about 4 or 5, maybe a bit more. But it was disgusting. This poor man was sitting with his legs in the fire, and they were burning. Obviously, to the point where he no longer felt the fire around his legs. I can't believe how much cruelty is in the world. I mean, that would be the fear that I would have, is coming across someone so blatantly evil in their own right.
I mean, look at my daughter who's asleep here. I mean, I got in a heated debate with a bloody pedophile who really believes he's doing no harm. Because I'm quite activist when it comes to this sort of thing, and he really believes. And he said something really sick to me. He said, "Oh, if you show pictures of your daughter, I'll subscribe to your channel." And I got his video taken down. He put a video up on YouTube, and it was just descriptive. It was just, you know, words, but it was fucking disgusting. And I worry the evil in the world when you look at her. She's so innocent. If you can see her on the video or not, I mean, she's asleep. You know, to the here on my video. And, you know, there's so many fucking weird sickos. And these sickos really believe that they're not doing anything wrong because they can consent and all this sort of crap, and they're showing them pleasure. It's not just, you know, raping them. We half the time we don't even go anywhere near their soda sales. Like, mate, the thing that makes it different is because you are doing it. You're not thinking of a child. You're thinking of yourself. That is the fundamental difference. It's for you, not them, you know? So there's a lot of sickos out there, you know? But yeah, I'm quite active sort of thing because it's trying to be normalized at the moment. I mean, this isn't really the channel for it, but you got LGBT. I want to add P on there. Like, nah, not in 100 years. Not adding P on the end of LGBT. And I'm nothing to do with, you know, LGBT. I'm straight, cis, white male scum, you know. But seriously, nah.
My daughter was trying to scare everybody, saying there was a cockroach. Near a table.
My wife hates cockroaches. She absolutely can't stand
cockroaches. Which probably wouldn't surprise me with the weather. You think about all this rain. They want shelter too.
Cockroaches. If a nuclear war happened, they'd be one of the few things that did survive a nuclear war and be fine. They're so resilient.
Yeah, so don't take it serious. She came in to say it was just a joke. I was like, what?
Yeah. But the thing is, even if that cockroach was near you, it's not near me, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
You have to try better than that. Come on.
Yummy. Yeah, so that would be my fear, is, you know, coming across some kind of wicked, God knows what, and having... You think about these people, they get kidnapped daily. They get, you know, people get just tortured, and there's no reason for it. Whether it be like that that video that they had out, that, what was it, 3 guys and a hammer or something like that.
I saw the whole of that in its entirety. It's nuts, isn't it? Just like wow.
I
Wow.
it was
I
my
mean, it's
my
human.
ex who actually.
The most people report the horrifying thing of video is not the blood and the gore, but the wheezing sounds the dude was making. It's amazing that a human body was standing up to so much punishment and was still living, even if being stabbed in the eye. Yeah. But I saw the video in its entirety.
And that's what I mean when people say to me they're scared of demons. There are people in this world who they mustn't have. I cringe as I hear myself saying it, but they mustn't have a soul. They must not have a soul. And I believe that, you know, who knows, for whatever reason, whether it be possession, I don't know. Maybe they're just born without a soul. Maybe they're just bad seeds. Because nobody, and even those that go in and they're hurting animals, what has the animal done? You know,
shout out to Necromancer, as he says. I haven't seen Michael Necromancer for a little while. I know he's put a few new videos up there, but yeah, it's not the dead that scare me; it's the living. Definitely, like that you know, the cemetery. I mean, there's a dude walking around there sometimes naked. I've been told on a certain night when I felt a bit uneasy. I mean, yeah, I'm someone in a fucking nudie up there. Or lead fees. So no, it's not the scary ghosties that may tell me they'll kill me on the bloody box and tell me to leave and actually break my spirit box. Gee, but no, yeah, the living. They have the power, and I've been threatened, doxed, you name it. I've had it done. So you know, I mean, one person really wants to go for me, but
there's a lot of evil in the world. That's why, you know, like when that time does come, I think my only fear is, you know, that, you know, I would have to go, and then I know that my children are stuck in this world. And that's, you know, I used to wonder why my grandmother used to say, don't bring children into this world. Don't bring them into this. And we used to think she was a really hard person. But there was a reason. You know, there was obviously a reason. We all want to be parents. We all want to have that, you know, that family unity, whatever. But then when you see through someone else's eyes and you think, you know, this is a really, you try to see the good in people. You try really hard to see the beauty in things around you. Like, you know, you look at an ant and it can carry 10 times its own weight. And I look at that symbolically as, okay, well, we can carry 10 times what, maybe not in our own weight, but the weight of burdens, we can carry that. And that may be incredible, you know, to the point where we are feeling like we are about to break because we just can't hold our spirits up anymore. That to me is where the symbol of hope comes through looking around us at animals, the way some animals treat other animals. I took a photo of an elephant baby that had fallen over a little wall at the zoo, and all the bigger elephants around it came to help it up. And not a single one stood back in the distance to just ignore it. But every single one of those adult elephants came to help that infant elephant up. And we can learn so much, you know, from animals. But there's just too many sadist. That's the only thing I describe it, just sadist in the world. And that's what's scary. These sadists sometime, like at some point, will be spirit. They will be.
I mean, they even go to their own graveyard. They have like the elephant graveyard, don't they? With elephants, they know they're sort of getting ill and dying. They actually go to that place and where they all go. It's really, really weird. I mean,
yeah.
Intelligent creatures going, really, you know. It's just they ain't got any thumbs, have they?
What's this? When kids games, don't give them the time. Okay. Oh, okay. Something happened there. Riley.
What's that? Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. After I was saying about if you read the conversation with Matt Graves, you know, just really edgy questions and just being awkward, just goading. So there's no place for it here. I'm not interested in goading, so just block, remove. There's no point. There's no point because you're not here for a legitimate reason. What's the point in being here, dude? So I just blocked,
Exactly.
removed. You know, if you're gonna goad, I'm not gonna play. I'm not interested. Boring. So,
Yeah, it's like
you know.
every now and then I'll sort of glance over at the live chat to try and read what some of the people, but some of the discussion is going off in different directions.
Yeah, sure. We just use the chat room, don't we? And everyone do what they want. It's okay. But yeah, all it said was ha. So if anyone's wondering what message it was ha in relation to the doxing of my address and stuff like that. It's just ha.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, but anyway, I think that's a close on this week's show. It's getting 20 minutes to 12 here, which would be about near 1 o'clock your end, would it?
20 to 1. Yeah, 20 to 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it might give some people something to think about anyway. You know, what's your greatest fear? Have you really thought about life after here? Have you thought about, you know,
No,
if you were given
planned funeral, if you like, how I want to go in terms of the songs I'd have, and that's about it. I'm not really at time anyway with, you know, our lives running everything and setting things out, and we're trying to move house and stuff at the moment, and so, you know, so no, I've not really thought about what would happen after where I'd be. I'm hoping that we, you know, we're soulmates, right? Me and Mrs. Magnitude. So when we go, I think if one went, the other would soon follow. Hang on for the kids' sake, but if the kids are all grown up, I don't think it would be purposeful either. I think it would just happen. You know, I mean, my wife used to work in a care home, and she was telling me about one guy whose wife died 3 weeks ago, and he was pretty fucking healthy, but he didn't really want to be in that care home, but had to be money and stuff. And long story short, 3 weeks later, he was gone too. He just died of a broken heart, put it nicely, and it'd be a similar sort of thing. So I'm hoping, you know, we'd be together and all that soppy stuff, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. But it should be a topic that shouldn't be taboo. If you think about some of the worst things that could be in this world that you could, you know, say is my fear, you know, my greatest fear, is it the fear of dying, or is it the fear of being tortured, or is it the fear of other people? You know, some people won't go out of their home because they've got a phobia.
Don't worry about my daughter. Say something does happen to me, how is my daughter going to cope with that? She is not going to be able to be very happy with that, you know. And vice versa, I do worry about her too, you know. So
you should.
There's people in the world now. There's lots of people in the world, and you do what you can to raise them, make them be street smart. I mean, today she was learning about money and economy in terms of like, why does money work? And I had to explain to her, you know, in simple terms, and how you get a house, because she doesn't understand this isn't our house, it's rented. And I was saying, say you and she's got a boyfriend at the moment, how cute. But they've always been like, they might even get married when they're late, who knows? But you know, but I was like, say you two want to get a house, you haven't got £200,000, so you have to go to the bank to get a loan, and then the loan, this is called a mortgage. And I was trying to lay out as simple as I can, and yeah, I think just taking it all in, and like, you know, so you try from a young age to try and street smart, which is something my parents were really good to me, don't get me wrong, and when they divorced and that, they practically bought my affection, so I was quite a spoiled kid, but they didn't really street smart me so much, and my dad gave up early. Instead of putting me through university, he had the money for it. I mean, you know, helps and supports me in many other ways, but you know, you're not smart enough to go to university. You write me off quite quickly, very quickly, and like you're trying to teach a 9-year-old algebra. I don't think a 9-year-old is going to get algebra, you know. Well, you're not smart enough to go to university because at 9 years old I couldn't understand algebra. But that's my dad. He's a very smart man. He's a freaking vegetarian, for God's sakes. You know, that gives you an idea. He's a featherweight boxer. He's got many achievements. He's been in the RAF. He's a ex-flight simulator technician. He still plays badminton for Wiltshire. You know, it's just ongoing. Yeah, he's on his way to his 80s, and he's still playing badminton for Wiltshire. So he's ridiculously fit. he's very smart, you know. But
I gave putt a go one day there.
yeah, he can't teach. It's the same thing. My dad's got all the knowledge in the world, and like I said, he's a mathematician as well, but he can't teach. You know, you get very frustrated with this 9-year-old, as in me, couldn't understand algebra, couldn't understand what A plus B, that must equal C, right? You know, A is 1, B is 2, C equals 3. Yeah. You know, he was like, "Oh, you're so stupid," and he openly told me how stupid and hopeless I was. You know. So that killed my appetite for, you know, wanting to go to university and stuff. He wrote me off quite early, but at the same time, he wanted to keep me forever, you know, like he want me to probably, if I didn't have my wife, he'd probably still want me to live with him, you know, so it's really, really strange. But just, he's a very good man, my dad, but, you know, it's people with their quirks, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yes, there are.
Yeah,
But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us this week. I'm going to be off away
yeah, you
for
said about
probably
it.
a couple of weeks. So I won't be having any live stream. Won't be doing any readings.
Yeah.
Big break.
It's not because we've given up, because, you know, people are giving us. We just want to shut down our channels and disappear for good.
No, some people have a life.
Yeah, we have got things outside of YouTube, believe it or not, you know. We
Yes.
have, honestly. Yeah, it might not be exciting, but we've still got things outside of YouTube. Yeah.
Definitely.
Hardly exciting.
So, well, it's good to see a little one is much better.
Yeah, she's just sleeping with the cat at the moment. Her and the cat are just.
Oh.
She's still like not really that well. She's so tired. You know.
So cute. Oh, bless her.
Absolute innocence. Hurricane Camaro can trash your house in seconds. Trust me. Might be cute, but she can make a perfectly good house trashed in seconds. That's one thing she doesn't seem to understand. Tidy up time. Don't do that.
Oh.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed.
All right. Is she asleep still?
Mimu is, yeah.
I hope I'm not too loud. Well, thank you once again, everyone. Here I go. But 20 minutes. I'm definitely going to go early this week. It is now it's almost 12 minutes to midnight. And you know what that means. So thank you, Joanne, for your lovely donation once again. Thank you, Springtrap. Grub Paranormal, Michael the Necromancer.
Shout out, say it now. Give me a shout if you want to shout. Put your name down now, quickly.
Graves, yes. If you want your name, Liz Hall. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I will just say that it would be interesting when we do come back. I'm going to try and look at doing different types of shows. I want some variety. I want to have some topics of discussion and also have some fun as well. You know, nothing should be completely serious. But if you've got any suggestions, pop them down below in the comments and let us know what you would like us to talk about. That could be on any subject at all, except, you know, anything technical.
Kill yourselves. Sorry, I'm being really facetious.
Not technical. So, yeah, it might be, you know, you want live spirit box sessions. You might want, you know, us to try our own spirit boxes and see if anyone's relative comes through.
Me and Ray did an experiment where he was at home with his live stream, and I went outside, did a spirit box session while live streaming. We obviously need my mobile data once a month to get an amount of data, and that was quite a good show. What me and Ray did, we tried, you know, getting spirits to talk on each thing, because I was actually outside, out and about, if you like, doing a spirit box session in the complete pitch black, and although you couldn't really see me, you could certainly hear what was going on. It was kind of a cool thing. So maybe I'll go up the cemetery one day with a live stream with High Priestess at that cemetery, raining, and Missy's at school. You know, that kind of thing. But I got to wait till I got my.
I've got an exciting thing coming up in October, where I'll be staying in a haunted hotel, and yeah, and that actually is, I believe, let me just have a look very quickly at my calendar. Where are we?
Mm. We are in March.
It is
Cool.
a Friday, the 13th.
That means, wow, yeah, guaranteed.
So I'm really
Craziness.
looking forward to it. And my daughter will be coming with me, little Tamara. So yes, you'll get to see how she may interact, or who knows. But I do hope to take, if I can, the computer and probably do a live stream, depending on how it goes. I don't know what they've got there. It is a pretty old hotel, but it is said to be haunted by a sailor who was murdered by a prostitute. And he appears to people, mainly women, so not the men. So doesn't matter whether I'll get them anyway. But anyway, it'll be interesting. So I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for having me again this week. And I will be back in probably a fortnight's time, hopefully with some new stuff to talk about. And again, if you've got anything you'd like to discuss or have discussed, pop it down into the comment section once the video has finished and closed the live chat. So Riley, take care of yourself and your family over that time. And I will try to check and watch a few things wherever I am.
Yep. Oh dear, I'm just typing my goodbyes. Typing my goodbyes.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
All right. I'm going. Adios.
Lovers and lovers.
You might as well mention your live stream if you're doing one tomorrow. He's gone all the time. Once impersonated a shopping dummy. Okay. Not me.